Good morning all. So today we are going to discuss the topic which is very interesting and very easy, that is valuation of shares. So valuation of shares is a very interesting topic and it is related to the valuation of goodwill as well. Both of the chapters, they relate to each other and they are very easy and very important from the examination point of view. So the main thing that we need to learn is to understand the meaning of valuation of share, why it is required, why companies are undergoing this process. It is required, it is important to learn that. So valuation of share may be done by an accountant for two reasons. There are two reasons why accountant is undergoing this process. One, there is no market price. There is no market price as in the case of the proprietary concerns, proprietary companies, or where for special reasons, means the market price doesn't reflect the true or the intrinsic value of the shares. So that is why the accountant needs to do the valuation of share, or there is some need which is required, which is the main thing where companies need that for the valuation of shares. So let us just go through the points so that we come to the numerical portion. Yes, now where companies amalgamate or are similarly reconstructed, where the reconstruction process is going on or the companies are getting amalgamated, that place, that's why we need to do the valuation of shares. कंपनीज का मिलना, कंपनीज का आपस में अमालगमेट हो जाना या रिकंस्ट्रक्ट होना, it requires the valuation of shares because new investors will come, new parties will come, your balance sheet will get changed, it will get impacted, so that is why it is required. Then the next point, where shares are held by the partners jointly in a company. When shares are held by the partners, so they don't know the real value of the share, that is why the valuation of share is required. Next is where a portion of the share is to be given by the member of proprietary company to the another member, means a portion of the shares, means as the member cannot sell it in the open market, means he has to give his own share to the other member, portion of the share to the other member, and then for that portion of the share to the other member he is giving that. So he has to value, the partner has to value, the member has to value the valuation of the shares. He has to undergo this process so that he can easily transfer that shares because he cannot sell it in the open market. Okay. Next is when a loan is advanced on the security of shares. When a loan is advanced on the basis of that, means you are surrendering your shares and you are taking what you are taking in the return, that is the loans, right? Okay. Then the preference shares or debentures are converted into equity shares, as you all have read, initially in your the theory subjects, that these shares then converted, means preference or the other debentures are converted into the equity shares. Then again the valuation of share is required, and then when equity shareholders are to be compensated on the acquisition of shares, means by the government under the scheme of nationalization, then it becomes necessary to value the equity shares for reasonable compensation to be given to the holders. So that is why when the shareholders are to be compensated, and under the scheme of the government, when it gets nationalized, then the valuation of share is required. Now we are moving towards the methods of the valuation of shares. So it is these all three methods. There are three methods. So these all methods are very easy and understandable. So I am going to urge the concept also. So some examples and some conceptual questions and some reasoning. So let us start. So there are three methods. One is the asset-based valuation. Next is the yield valuation, and third one is the fair value method. So if I talk about the asset-based valuation, so it is also called the intrinsic value method. It is also called the intrinsic value method. It is having so many names. So in the question, anything will be written, and you have to you don't need to get confused. You have to draw the question accordingly. See the names. So the first one is the asset-based valuation, which is also called the intrinsic value method or net asset method or asset-based method. Means you can easily understand that this formula, this method is totally based on your assets, right? The next is your yield valuation. Yield valuation, it is again consisting of two methods. We'll talk about the two methods here, which are very easy. don't get confused in that. So let us start with the first one, which is called the earning capitalization method, or it is also called the earning capacity method, which is being preferred to get to value your shares. The next second preferred method is your dividend yield method, which is also called the expected dividend based valuation for the shares. So lastly, we are having the last method, that is fair value method, and it is the combination of both the methods, that is the asset based methods and the yield, means intrinsic and yield, the combination of both divided by 2, you will get your fair value method or the valuation of shares through the fair value method. So we are going to explain, I'm going to explain all the methods with the help of some examples, hypothetical examples, concept based questions, so that you can understand the concept of the valuation of shares in corporate accounting.